everybody, happy Saturday. Today for you I have some proposals. So listen, I'm trying to speak for all Beatles fans here. We all have these ideas, right? We all have these things we wish happened or should happen. So I thought of 15 ideas that I think are pretty dang good. And I'd like to call them modern day Beatles proposals. These are just some ideas that I thought of in school. They have not been thought out well, so they may actually be very stupid. At the time being right now, I like these ideas, and I want to share them with you. If you comment, I would like to hear if you have any ideas. So, here they are. Number 1, Paul and Ringo gotta go on tour together. Listen, if it's the money thing, dude, it's gonna bring in so much money. But if we're talking about just how mind-blowing that would be, it would be very. Number 2, they should really reopen the Apple Boutique, just with better management. Have you ever looked at pictures of some of the clothes they sold there? You could even make it an online store if we want to get really modern here. Make it like an online Beatles Apple Boutique. Because, you know, the problem was that they had everything on sale all the time at the Apple Boutique, and people were stealing stuff. That was a problem. Online, can't do that. You know how many festivals there are? That would be like the festival clothes hotspot. Come on, reopen the Apple Boutique. Okay, another idea I have is that the Beatles shouldn't be so copyrighted. Yes. See, on YouTube, a lot of the copyright is match third-party content, stuff like that. That means your video is still playable. There might be an ad on it, which I really don't care about. Or, you know, a little thing might pop, a little ad could pop up at the bottom. And sometimes it doesn't do anything. But sometimes you have different kinds of copyright on your video, and it could get volume muted or just blocked everywhere. You want your money, you want your credit. Okay, fine, cool, whatever. But what's wrong with just doing an ad on the video? Why do we need to block it? Somebody break it down for me. Anybody? We just put an ad on the video. I'm slowly realizing that I'm just not well informed on a lot of these things probably, and there's probably reasons these things happen, but I don't care. No copyright. Number 4, Beatles Rock Band 2. It's about time, isn't it? Come on. Ooh, number 5. They should make Beatles DVDs of all like rare Beatles videos or outtakes and stuff from music videos and home movies and stuff. You know, all that stuff you find on YouTube. Just make it into like a big DVD or like a volume set of DVDs, like Beatles rare videos. I don't know, I think that would be cool. I'd buy it. Number 6, I think that when the Beatles are played on the radio, automatically the volume should go about 5 to 6 times higher than all the other bands. So I think the DJ should just automatically just go when the Beatles come on, and then when they're off, back to normal. Ooh, I really like this one. I think the Beatles should have their own TV network. Okay, so in the mornings, there can be Beatles cartoons. Throughout the day, there could be, you know, Beatles movies or like TV shows and movies that are about the Beatles or have references to the Beatles and all that kind of good stuff. And they can do like, or they could show like music videos and do like solo Beatles stuff or people that relate to the Beatles. Oh my god, how cool would that be if they had a Beatles TV station? It could be like Pepperland. The channel could be called Pepperland, and it could be on channel 9 or channel 64. Okay, I think Paul and Ringo should definitely do a lip sync battle with Jimmy Fallon against each other. I mean, Jimmy can join too, but like Paul and Ringo. We're not talking Paul versus Jimmy and then Ringo versus Jimmy. No, they gotta be in it together. I think December 8th and November 29th should be declared worldwide days of rest. All businesses should be closed. All radios should be playing anything George Harrison or John Lennon related, that depending on that day. And yeah. Okay, this is unrealistic, but tickets for planes and concerts need to be cheaper. Okay. Number 11, I really think Paul and Ringo should host SNL. Are you noticing how I'm saying Paul and Ringo should do stuff together? They need to do more stuff together. The Let It Be film needs to be officially released. It's 2016! Also, I think as compensation for leaving us so long without an official release of Let It Be, they should throw in additional, like, behind the scenes stuff of it. Because I see on YouTube all the time, like, these, like, I mean, they're really bad quality, but I'm not thinking about that. You know, all the little, like, outtakes and everything that weren't in the Let It Be film, so they should add them in there. I think they need to make, like, a compilation DVD or something of just all Beatles jokes and quips and just funny moments and funny interview moments. I think that'd be great. I'm not that into fashion, but how cool would this be? If they had a Beatles clothing line of all replicas of stuff that the Beatles wore, and like, yeah, I could be talking about the suits and stuff, but like, you know, like, stamp out the Beatles t-shirts, Paul's sweater vests, you know, all that kind of stuff. And they could make, you know, modernized, they could do exact replicas or do modernized versions, you know, so this could work for the people who like vintage stuff and the people who don't like vintage stuff. They could make like more feminine versions of what the Beatles wore, if you want to do that. They could even replicate clothes that the Beatles' wives wore. Holy moly. And last but certainly not least, I think the Beatles should have a museum. And I'm not talking a little itsy bitsy museum. I'm talking like an art museum. The size of that needs to be dedicated to the Beatles. Those are my ideas, so haven't been that thought out. Like I said, scribbled them down in school. So there could be issues with them, but I like them right now. Do you have any ideas for some modern day Beatles proposals? If you do, let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next week.